Sam Healey, oh really, it's top 100 games. Sam Healey, oh really, it's top 100 games. Sam won't be caught dead playing roads and boats. When people make him mad, he wants to punch him in the throats. Not kind of grumpy, but he's also kind of fun. He's an army of one.
All right, welcome back to my top 100, the best top 100 of all time. At least until I make my next one.
Ooh. If that ever happens again.
Well. We'll have to see. Anyway, welcome back. We are hitting the definitely the upper echelon of games.
I'm going to sense that the Euro games are on their way out at this point, for the most part.
There's a couple of them that are lingering. Some of the better ones,
yeah,
but
don't put Sam in a box.
They're definitely they're definitely being weeded out at this point. So we will see.
A game about cutting the lawn. A Euro about mowing. Oh, I thought you were trying to be like sneaky.
No, I wasn't trying to be sneaky.
Never mind. Yeah. That would be a good theme, though.
Yeah.
Number 30.
Not really. Not really. That's definitely not going to happen. Let me just put that to rest right now. You will not see diplomacy anywhere in the next three lists. I promise this.
It might be on mine.
That too.
Yeah, because you love those short games.
Yeah, 6 hours.
So anyway, back to my list, you bunch of Thunder Steeler thingy people. We're going to start off, this is the 30 to 21 installment of the top 100. So we are getting to the upper echelon of the game. So let's go ahead and start. This game rocketed to the 30 position on my list. And it just came out a few, I don't know, months ago, maybe a year ago. But I was just introduced to it. And that is Rise of Augustus. Boom! Rise of Augustus is a game that literally, there's no real reason why we should like this game. Because unless you like bingo. Because this is gamers bingo. That is all it is. I mean, but bingo's kind of boring. You just wait.
It's not just bingo. That's the thing.
I understand.
It takes bingo.
Right, and it adds stuff to it.
Right.
But the basic mechanic is just bingo. You pull stuff out of the bag, you say what it is.
Like there's that much more.
No, but that's like
bingo.
saying like 5 tribes is Mancala. It's like, well,
that's
no.
Well, at the core.
Yeah, but that's great. That's why it's so neat, because it uses this thing that everybody else goes, ooh, bingo, run away, and actually made a cool game with it.
Is part of the reason this is so high on your list because it works so well with family?
Yes.
Okay.
It works well with family. It works well with other gamers. It works well with brand new gamers because they understand the whole bingo aspect of it. It's very simple to teach. It's got really great artwork, so it's very aesthetically pleasing. So there's just too many pros and not enough cons. And really, I think the base mechanic is the con here. You know, the whole idea of playing bingo, and that's why I say I really shouldn't enjoy this game, but I really, really do. And so if you ever have the opportunity to pick up a copy or to try it before you buy it, definitely check it out, because while it is just bingo with a little bit of salt and pepper added to it, it's still good. It's still a very good game, and it's worth the money to pick it up. You'll play it a lot probably.
Agreed.
So that's number 30, Rise of Augustus.
It's just downhill from here.
And say Ave Caesar. Don't say bingo. Say Ave Caesar. Don't say bingo.
Who says bingo?
Okay. Really? All right. So that's my number 30.
Say it with like a Greek flip.
Ave Caesar.
A Roman
whatever.
flip,
Whatever.
Bingo!
That was my number 30, Rise of Augustus. My number 29 is a game that just got, I wouldn't say replaced, but it definitely got a major overhaul with King of New York. But number 29 is my King of Tokyo. And it is a game that is very near and dear to my heart. It is something that I really enjoy playing, even though my daughter is able to whoop me at it, and there's nothing I can do about it. I still enjoy playing King of Tokyo, and that's one of her favorite
I approve
stories.
The way your daughter plays King of Tokyo.
Yeah, she goes. She is cutthroat. I mean, that's one of her favorite stories from the last few years, is when she beat me, my wife, and 2 other people at Dice Tower Con playing King of Tokyo. I mean, she whooped everybody. So it is a very fun game. Again, it's a very easy game to teach. It has that very recognizable Yahtzee-style rolling dice, and you're taking monsters and fighting other people and trying to control Tokyo, and it's just a lot of fun, but it's easy go lucky fun. So there's not a whole lot of tension, even though you're whooping the crud out of each other. There's no tension at all. It's just very fun. So that's my number 29, King of Tokyo. My number 28 is a game I just played tonight with the youth group, and that is Bang the Dice Game. You will notice that Bang is nowhere in my top 100, and that is because of this game right here. Bang the Dice Game has totally invalidated owning the card game any longer. It takes exactly what you do with the card game, makes it quicker, and it makes it more enjoyable, and it makes it a lot easier to teach. I mean, there's just no reason, unfortunately, because Bang was a cool game, but they just made it better with Bang the Dice Game.
I think if we went by times played, this might be your favorite game.
Yeah, well, I don't usually try to do that because some games are just easier to get out to the table.
No, I'm just saying, I know you play this a lot.
Right? Yeah, we do. I play it.
I think if they come out with an expansion for this, Sam will be the first to buy it.
Yeah, probably.
It's an auto buy for him.
Yeah, it's a very, very,
Unless
very enjoyable game.
Cards and takes away the dice. It's a weird expansion, though. Never mind.
Bang the Dice Game, no more.
Bang the dice game, the card game.
Yes. Anyway, all right. So that's my number 28, Bang the Dice Game. My number 27 is a game that I have talked about at incredible lengths on and off the show, on the podcast, on the video casts, and it's just a game that has always been very near the top of my best favorite games, and that is a little card drafting game called Fairy Tale.
Now, this is kind of like your light. This is like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it is.
All the light games.
Yeah, this is all the fun games that I enjoy playing. All the very fast ones that have come out, and yeah, the next 2 top 10s are probably going to be. Yes. Yes.
Minimum playing time, 3 hours. Minimum size of the table.
Picture of Atlas, you know. But Fairy Tale is just a really simple game, and one of the things that I liked the best about it was the theme. And the theme is kind of weird, but it had that not fairy, but fantasy feel to it that I thought was really cool. And it was strange that it had these different factions, so to speak, working together. And that was one of the things that really kind of sparked my interest about it right off the bat. Where Skydance dragons would work with dwarves, and it was just strange. But that piqued my interest, and I really enjoy the card drafting mechanic of it. We've played a couple games last night that had a card drafting, a very small one, and that made the game a little bit more enjoyable. Not a whole lot more enjoyable, but a little bit more enjoyable. I was like, okay, hey, a little sliver of
card drafting. Sam's head will always come up.
A little sliver of fun in this pie of excruciating boredom.
All right.
But anyway,
be nice. He's right.
You're talking to me. Who you can be nice? Anyway, my number 27, Fairy Tale. If you haven't checked it out yet, shame on you. Number 26 is a worker placement game that has a fantasy theme to it, and that is Kingsburg. And and it's a game again that I play with my family a lot. I've introduced it to other gamers. They've loved it, and I've introduced a friend of mine came down from FSU just a few weeks ago and introduced it to him, and he loved it. And it's just a game that is very, again, simple, easy to teach, but has a lot of, not a whole lot of depth, but has a good bit of depth to it. And there's just a lot of things you can do. I still haven't picked up to Forge a Realm yet, the expansion for it, but I really want to. I saw it last night at the game night, and And it's just, Payday's too far away. But I'll have to see if it's there next time. Anyway, 26 is Kingsburg, a little dice rolling worker placement game. You should check it out if you have not. Number 25 is where, well, not quite yet, but this is definitely a little bit more of a heavy hitter. And that is a game that is the best
Top 100.
implementation of Wallenstein, period. And that is Shogun.
Yes! Up high!
Up high, thank you very much. Shogun takes Wallenstein and makes it the game it should have been.
Come on.
It tightens up the map. There are places on the German map where you can get it and you'll keep it for the rest of the game because nobody else can get to you. There are choke points in Shogun, but there's ways around those choke points. And the game is, the map is much tighter. And that's what I like about it. Cleans up a few things. He's shaking his head no. Don't listen to him. He's shaking his head no. It cleans up a few things. Look, here's my one argument that I'll always go back to. They reprinted Wallenstein to include a rule that they added to Shogun because it made the game that much better.
That's true.
Okay, well, if you're going to use that, they reprinted Shogun because it took the best parts of Wallenstein. You can't do that.
Huh?
You're saying they reprinted Wallenstein, added a rule from Shogun, but Shogun took all its rules from Wallenstein. So
well, it was just a reprint version, right?
Well,
so
anyhow,
Shogun was the better version.
They reprinted Wallenstein because they realized not hardly anyone likes Shogun.
Right.
Wallenstein's in print. Is Shogun in
that's
print?
what it is.
No.
I got one on my shelf. I don't need it in print, yo. So just come on over. You want to play it? Come to my house. Let me know you're coming first.
Or the punching to the throat might happen before he realizes you're there.
So my number 25, Shogun, better than Wallenstein. My number 24 is a
Wallenstein.
card game. Card game with superheroes, Marvel superheroes.
Oh, wow.
And if any of you ever thought that I would include DC comic deck building game on my list, you don't know me. This is Legendary. Number 24.
That's pretty high,
a game called Legendary, and I really enjoyed it.
Because you're not a huge deck building guy.
No, not completely. I mean, I do have my games that I do enjoy. I mean, I enjoy the Thunderstone. I enjoy the Legendary. Those kinds of games. I'm not all in when it comes to the deck building aspect, but Legendary is definitely a very cool implementation of that mechanic. I like how we all fight against the monster. I don't like tournament play though. Tournament play just kind of takes some of the spirit of the game out of it.
That's true for most games.
Yeah, I understand that. But I actually tried it. I actually tried it. Me and Matt tried it at Origins. We went over to the Legendary tournament hall part of it, and the tournament wasn't going on, but we sat down and tried the new the new villains one. So, and we played it tournament style, and it just wasn't very fun. It was too
cutthroat because you're trying to win for yourself.
Yeah, you are. You're not really working together to try to beat the well, and with villains, the good guys, you're trying to come out on top, and that just goes against it. So anyway, stay away from tournament play unless you're actually playing in a tournament. Don't play in a tournament. Just play for fun. And that's my number 24, Legendary. Okay. My number 23 is a game that I have talked about at length, and Plaid Hat Games should put me on payroll for doing so. But I'm just kidding. Don't. That's just a joke. That is Summoner Wars. Summoner Wars. And this is a game that I love how each deck feels so different.
Yep.
And I haven't dabbled in building your own deck with mercenaries and all of that kind of stuff, but now they even have it where you can mix these two factions and have this weird conglomerate come out.
I'm so excited. That's coming out of me any week now.
So that I'm kind of looking forward to.
Sorry.
Wow, settle down there, buddy.
Alliances.
So I think it's a cool idea, and I'm anxious to see how it's going to turn out. But one of the really things that I love the most about it is how different each deck feels. Yeah. And I mean, it really carries with it. It really feels like you're really battling against the other. I said really a lot in that sentence. Shouldn't have done that.
Did.
I did.
Really did.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, really.
I really shouldn't do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, really. You got it though. Summoner Wars is kind of like a miniatures game, but not really. It has the same feel where you're taking your army against the other army.
Wow, I thought this would be much higher, so
Really?
I was wrong. I pegged
This
it
is
for one
like
of the top
20.
10.
What is it? 20.
23.
That's high. I mean,
23,
that's
I know. I just thought
Top
it'd be
25.
high.
like once you hit it. I mean, this whole list is great games already anyway. But like top 30 is like games you love that you
Yeah.
would never get rid of. That you
Exactly.
like grab in a fire. Well, maybe not. But
No, I was grabbing my
Go
kids
through.
first.
Okay, number 1, number 2.
where's that top 100?
Honey, where's the baby? I don't know. You find him. You know, you're right. No, that's not
Go
going to happen.
pandemic. You're my child. Man.
All right, that's my number 23.
That got dark.
Yes, it did. My number 23, Summoner Wars. My number 22 is another worker placement game, and that is kind of based around the whole idea of
Tom's like waiting to see if he has to scratch something off.
Cold War,
No,
but
I thought this was behind his list. I didn't think
but
it'd be
not
top 10.
really Cold War-ish. But it's kind of the nuclear arms race, I guess, which is part of the Cold War. But and that is Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
Where you're building nuclear bombs, but you never actually use them. So I guess
So
that's
it's
why
okay.
that's why it's still a Euro game. If it was a Ameritrash game, that would be like first person to blow up your opponents, that kind of thing. But you're testing your nuclear devices. But you can send airstrikes and bombing raids on your opponents, which, strangely enough, well, not strangely, it does actually fit the theme, but it actually can cost you more than it costs them. It can hurt you a little bit more than it hurt them, and so it's kind of you have to choose your air raids and your bomb strikes at the right time.
Right.
But it's a really cool theme. I liked it, and the worker placement is one of my favorite kind of mechanics. So it was kind of a shoe-in for the upper part of my list. So
Yeah, that's one of those games. The first time I played it, I actually had to be talked into it. So I was like, I don't know, this looks kind of, I don't know, and I really liked it. I thought it was great. You're right about the raids and the bombing. It feels, I just never feel like it's the right time to use it, so I never
Right.
do it. But the game as a whole, the package is an excellent game. Really great.
Good. And my number 21, that's my number 22, Manhattan Project. Moving on to my number 21, last one for this installment, but it is a game that I've really enjoyed playing over the years, and that is Mission Red Planet.
What number was
Mission
that for you?
Red Planet.
Oh wait, maybe I can't spoil it.
Yeah,
What
don't
was
spoil
your
it. Don't
team?
spoil it. Don't spoil it. Too soon. But Mission Red Planet is really cool. First of all, it has a lot of mechanics that I really enjoy. Area control. It has player powers. It has a lot of different things that I really like. I even like the secret objective part of it. That's another mechanic that's in there that I really enjoy too. Something that you're working towards that nobody else knows about, that you can try to. If you're watching what other people are doing, then you can kind of figure out, especially after you've played the game a lot, you can kind of figure out what they're going for.
I'm just killing Sam's guys.
So, right. So, and that's another thing. There's even a points at the end of the game for the people who got killed the most.
Yeah. I love that one. I love when any game includes something like
That's
that.
a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool rule. You got stomped on the most. Here's a few points to make up for it. But Mission Red Planet is one of my favorite games. Has a really cool theme, steampunk, and I'm really pumped about the new reprint that's coming out from FFG. So be on the lookout for that. It's out of print right now, but it is coming back pretty soon. So that's Mission Red Planet, my number 21. Thanks for joining in on my 30 to 21.
Solid.
The top 20 are coming here pretty soon, so keep your ears on. Have a good time. See you later.
Yeah.
He wants to punch him in the throats. Not the kind of grumpy, but he's also kind of fun.